Tonight's headlines: Pinoys still trust Duterte. Hague ruling is legal, says Palace. Duterte-Duterte tandem, not a political dynasty. Coronavirus cases in the country at 1,485,457. Philippines bans inbound travelers from Indonesia. Moderate to heavy rain showers expected. Stocks and peso end sideways. And OFW deployment suspension to Israel lifted. Good evening. Today is Wednesday, July 14, 2021. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. Malacanang said that a Pulse Asia survey showing President Rodrigo Duterte and his daughter Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte leading in the race for possible candidates for President and Vice President respectively proves the public's full trust on the Dutertes. Sara led the field of possible presidential candidates with 28% ahead of Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso, who got 14% in second spot. Meanwhile, the president topped the possible candidates for vice president with 18% rating, but is statistically tied with second placer Dumagoso since the margin of error is at 4%. Roque expressed well wishes for other potential 2022 bets for the top two posts, such as Senate President Vicente Soto III and Senator Panfilo Lacson. Malacanang said Wednesday that the 2016 Hague Court ruling upholding the legal claims of the Philippines in the West Philippine Sea is legal. This comes after China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Lijian called the Philippines' landmark victory before the Hague-based Permanent Court of Arbitration as nothing more than a piece of waste paper. The same Hague Court decision, which stemmed from a case filed by the Philippines against China, also rejected China's expansive claims and outlawed Chinese aggression of Filipino fisherfolk in Scarborough Shoal, which is a traditional fishing ground. Roque dismissed Vice President Leni Robredo's call also on the Duterte administration to show courage and resist such statements from China. There will be no political dynasty if Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte and her father, President Rodrigo Duterte, will both run for national posts next year, according to an official of the Hugpong ng Pagbabago Party. HNP Secretary General Anthony Del Rosario said that as long as there is an electoral process, people are free to vote whoever they want. When pressed if there is a political dynasty if Sara succeeds his father, the HNP official denied this, saying that each candidate is voted separately during the national elections. The Davao City Mayor and the President recently topped the June 2021 Pulse Asia survey on possible candidates in the 2022 national elections. The survey said if the 2022 elections happen in June 2021, Sara is the most preferred candidate for president, while Duterte is for vice president. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
click, that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap, it's a wrap. Just tap the app, now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the Ring apps are the in thing, you know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use, mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan. Download the Globe One and Globe at home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now. Download Globe at home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
The Department of Health reported 3,806 confirmed coronavirus disease cases on Wednesday to bring the total number of infections in the country to 1,485,457, even as 5 laboratories failed to submit data. This brought the active cases to 44,408, and of the total, 90% are mild, 3.5% are asymptomatic, 2.8% are severe, and 1.7% are in critical condition. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 1,414,817 after 6,296 patients recovered from the deadly disease. The death toll now stands at 26,232, following 140 fatalities recorded. Data from the DOH also showed that 37% of the mechanical ventilators are occupied. In other news, President Rodrigo Duterte has imposed a ban on inbound flights from Indonesia or those with travel history to Indonesia within the last 14 days, preceding arrival in the Philippines amid a surge of COVID-19 cases in the neighboring country. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said the ban on Indonesia takes effect at 12:01 a.m. of July 16 and ends at 11:59 p.m. on July 31, 2021. Passengers already in transit from Indonesia and all those who have been to the same within 14 days immediately preceding arrival to the Philippines who arrived before 12:01 a.m. on July 16 will still be allowed to enter the country, but will be required to undergo a full 14-day facility quarantine and present a negative RT-PCR result. Indonesia is experiencing a surge in COVID-19 cases, posting record numbers in the last few days to reach a total of over 2.6 million confirmed cases. State Weather Bureau Pagasa on Wednesday announced that partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers will prevail over the national capital region and the rest of the country. In its 24-hour forecast, the weather agency said this is due to the intertropical convergence zone and localized thunderstorms. Affected residents were warned against possible flash floods or landslides during severe thunderstorms. Same conditions are also being experienced in Tarlac, Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, Zambales, Bataan, Cavite, and Batangas, which may persist and affect nearby areas. We'll pause for a short break. Stay with us.
Hatch something big! The all-new Honda City hatchback with 4 seating modes. Utility mode, long mode, tall mode, refresh mode. The all-new City hatchback. Hatch more life!
Every time I'm on the road, I can expect high performance from Phoenix Fuels. Now with Pulse technology, delivers enhanced power and acceleration to make every trip come alive.
Iba ng panahon, dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ang bayan, bigger, better na. You can buy it to centers, pati sa mga partners may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still don't remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di magpadala, you can buy it all. Anong pera transaction, you can buy it all.
Sabayan ang pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayan.
In business, both the Philippine Stock Exchange Index and the peso ended Tuesday sideways, partly due to the unexpected acceleration in the U.S. inflation rate last June. The main equities index lost 1.82 points or 0.03% to 6,793.31 at the closing bell. The broader all shares declined by 7.37 points or 0.17% to 4,208.39. Volume totaled 875.65 million shares, amounting to 3.23 billion pesos. Decliners led advancers at 119 to 68, while 54 shares were unchanged. Meanwhile, the peso ended the day at 50.3 against the US dollar, sideways from its 50.00 close a day ago. And the Department of Labor and Employment on Wednesday lifted the temporary suspension of deployment of overseas Filipino workers to Israel. Labor Secretary Silvestre Rebello III ordered the lifting of the suspension of departure of workers to the Middle Eastern country in a memorandum addressed to Philippine Overseas Labor Office Israel Labor Attaché Rodolfo Gabasa. Late in May, the DOLE temporarily suspended the deployment of OFWs to Israel amid the ongoing tensions between Israeli forces and Gaza's armed groups. The DFA, in a letter, recommended the lifting of the deployment suspension to Israel, according to DOLE International Labor Affairs Bureau Director Alice Visperas. That wraps up the stories tonight. Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition and press reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store or Google Play to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just visit the sticker store and search for Katribu. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, Araneta City, Department of Tourism, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of the Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.